Now at 9, the Boeing strike might be coming to a close. Find out what led to this.
And the surviving co-owner of the company behind the Titan submersible testified today. We have the details.
A fatal shooting in Birmingham is raising questions for police. What we know so far.
And Biden met with an important figure to discuss developments in Israel and Lebanon. Find out what was said.
Tonight we are tracking updates on the 3 tornadoes last night, rain, and more storms tomorrow. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
3 unexpected landspout tornadoes hit our viewing area last night. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Abby Urban.
And I'm Aiden Murray.
We had multiple people on the ground last night, including our chief weather forecaster, Noah Gordon.
Noah has an update and breakdown on last night's storms.
Yeah, thank you, Aiden. Unexpected is the name of the game here. Tonight, we can confirm at least 3 tornadoes here in our east central Indiana viewing area, the strongest of which was an EF1 tornado with sustained winds of 110 miles per hour that struck the Jay County High School in the western side of the city of Portland last night. Another tornado was also confirmed in the Camac neighborhood of Yorktown with damage to the TK Constructors building. This tornado was rated EF0 with maximum wind speeds of 65 miles per hour. A third and final tornado was confirmed in Jay County as an EFU, doing minimal damage to a cornfield outside Portland. Overall, this event was very unexpected to forecasters, as otherwise weak storms were able to produce brief spin-up tornadoes due to an atmospheric boundary that was present over central Indiana last night. And overall, guys, unexpected, like I mentioned. No one really saw this coming, but luckily, the real thing here, no injuries reported from any of the storms last night.
Yes, when I talked to the sheriff this morning, he said there were no fatalities and minimal damage, obviously, to Delaware County, just with the structural damage to TK. So obviously, safety is obviously a number 1 priority.
Yeah, that was really terrifying, being in the rain and then those sirens going off. It was very scary.
Yeah, I think it caught all of us by surprise, even the meteorologists. So.
Yeah, definitely will. Thank you so much, Noah. And now we're going to look at those current temperatures with Aaliyah.
Yes, right now in Muncie is 67 degrees, 66 degrees in Lafayette, and 67 degrees down in Indianapolis. And I do want to go off what Noah said. We are getting updates still on those tornadoes last night. There were 3 brief tornadoes, damage in Portland and Yorktown, significant damage to Jay County High School, which resulted in them going to e-learning until at least Friday for them to assess and do construction on the school to fix the roof that the tornado almost tore off. The National Weather Service ranked the EFU, EF1, and EF0 tornadoes, but there were no injuries so far. So here's what we are tracking today. Storms tomorrow, warm temperatures, and a cloudy week overall.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah. Boeing has issued a new offer to 33,000 machinist union members who have been on strike for 11 days. The revised offer includes an immediate 12% raise and a 30% raise over the 4-year life of the contract. Before the strike began, union members rejected an offer of an immediate 11% raise and 25% raise over the life of the contract. Another sticking point is retirement benefits. Boeing is offering to increase 401k contribution rates, but union members want the company to bring back its pension. Workers gave that up after the last strike in 2008 when Boeing threatened to move production to non-union plants.
The surviving co-founder of the company that owned the doomed Titan submersible testified today. It comes as a U.S. Coast Guard panel continues to investigate what led to the implosion that killed 5 people last year. Co-founder Guillermo Solin and CEO Stockton Rush launched the company that created the experimental submersible in 2009. Solin left the company in 2013. Rush was operating the vessel and was among the dead in the doomed trip to the Titanic's wreckage in June of 2023. Testimony from last week's hearing portrayed Solin's former company and business partner as prioritizing profits over science and safety. Solin was not involved in the Titan's development.
Alabama authorities are going through a significant number of tips connected to the Birmingham mass shooting investigation. 4 people were killed in Saturday's shooting and at least 17 people were hurt. So far, no arrests have been made. The FBI and Crime Stoppers are each offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. Today, the city's police chief and mayor explained what investigators are now focusing on.
This requires one of those moments because as a community, we cannot give safe harbor or shelter to people who want to just simply kill people. We can't give them cover. They should not feel safe in our community. They should not feel safe anywhere.
Detectives say they believe the shooting was not random. Officers also say it stemmed from an isolated incident where multiple victims were caught in the crossfire.
President Biden met with His Highness President of the United Arab Emirates in the Oval Office. President Joe Biden has been briefed on the latest developments in Israel and Lebanon. Biden said that his administration remains in contact with their counterparts in Israel amid escalating strikes between Israel and Hezbollah. He added that he remains committed to UAE's security and announced that the UAE is now a major defense partner of the United States.
Coming up, snakes, spiders, and lizards. Oh my! We have a recap of the Exotic Pet Expo.
And learn how to unjudge someone. What stories were told at Fire Up Downtown.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, love you always.
Everything I do
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. Indiana's Exotic Pet Expo has made a return to Muncie. NewsLink Indiana's Wyatt Mayer has the story.
From an army of reptiles to some fuzzy friends, Indiana's Exotic Pet Expo stopped here in Muncie to show off some interesting critters.
The show is basically an outlet to let people know about the hobby, and like today we'll have all these people come, and then in the weeks after this they'll start calling and say, hey, we've seen you at the show and we're interested in whatever we have.
Ron mentioned that the Exotic Pet Expo has been traveling around Indiana for 14 years. However, no town has caused more of a hoot than Muncie has.
We're averaging about 2,000 customers every time we do it. The other shows are fairly smaller, but it's a perfect blend.
Not only does the Exotic Pet Expo have a variety of vendors and animals to show off to the public, but they also give a chance for visitors to get an exotic pet of their own.
William was a foster kitten that I had as she was just about a week old when I got her as a foster, and didn't see these multiple toes until she was older. She's up for adoption, and we have multiple adoptions. We have like over 170 cats currently within our shelter. If you're interested in checking out the adoption possibilities, we have our website at midwestpetrefuge.com, and we'd love to have you come and check them out too.
The next Exotic Pet Expo will be held on November 17th at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. In Muncie, Wyatt Mayer, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information on upcoming events, check out the Indiana Exotic Pet Expo on Facebook.
On Saturday, the Muncie Mehring Library hosted a hobby fair. NewsLink Indiana's Essen Eaton has the details.
The Muncie Library's hobby fair hosted different tables to show off hobbies. There were many tables like crochet, notebook cards, junk journals, and more. One of the fair participants showed off her favorite hobby that she's been doing for decades.
For 25 years, my mom taught me, and it's generational. So her mom taught her, and on, and then I taught my kids. So I crochet for fun.
But she's not the only one. The hobby fair was full of participants with unique skills.
Side hustle is junk, which stands for journal, unique, notable, and kooky. I make junk journals out of found items, recycled items, reclaimed items.
The next big event at the library is the 6th Annual Scarecrow Festival. In Muncie, Essence Eaton, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information, follow the Mering Hunt Library on Facebook.
Have you ever judged a book by its cover? The Human Library is here to change that. NewsLink Indiana's Sophie Schick reads us the story.
Imagine a library where the books are people, each with a story to tell. It's called the Human Library. It invites you to sit down with a stranger and flip through a chapter of their life. No bookmark required. The idea is simple. Turn the page on prejudice and unjudge someone.
So that's what we mean by unjudging. It's a conscious thing to say, let me set aside what I previously have thought and make a whole new picture of what this could be.
At the Human Library, every book has a spine. They are real volunteers sharing their experiences. No story is off limits, and each one offers a unique perspective.
And I guarantee you, it's not just a transgender thing. There are topics about so many different lifestyles that people lead, most of which are in the margins. And it's a great way to get better understanding. It's a great way for those of us books to kind of get a better feel for where the reader is coming from too.
The Human Library works to challenge what we think about others. It's a chance to move beyond the assumptions and see the human behind the label. Every person has a story worth checking out. You just have to return it in the same condition. In Muncie, Sophie Schick, NewsLink, Indiana.
To read someone's story or become a book yourself, go to thehumanlibrary.org.
We are still tracking that rain and the storms tomorrow. Make sure to stay tuned for my full forecast after this break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
When tornadoes touched down in parts of our viewing area, NewsLink Indiana kept you informed days in advance.
You do need to be seeking shelter.
Marginal risk of severe weather.
And days after.
The roof has been ripped completely off of this house.
Giving you a first-hand look at the communities affected.
When your neighbors lose their house and you don't, how lucky you are.
The first to alert you of severe weather before it happens. NewsLink Indiana Weather.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember you threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know what? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Let's take a look at some of those current temperatures. Right now in Muncie, Indiana, we have 66 degrees, as well in Lafayette, Indianapolis, 67 degrees and 69 degrees down in Terre Haute. So these temperatures are pretty average. However, they will be slightly decreasing as we go throughout the night. 64 degrees as the low for tonight, but I do want to talk about the showers and rain systems that are likely going to happen tonight. 80% chance of rain with a calm wind from the north at 5 miles per hour. So it's going to rain for most of the night and still be raining at 8 a.m. tomorrow with a temperature of 64 degrees and then moving to 70 degrees by noon. And we do also have some chances of strong storms tomorrow during the day and into the afternoon. By 5 p.m. it will be 76 degrees and still raining. So tomorrow would be a very bad day if you forgot your umbrella or your rain jacket. Although we have experienced lots of rain the past 2 days, we still are not alleviated from this drought that we are experiencing. We have gotten 0.84 inches of rain for the month, but normally we would have 2.31 inches for the month of September. We are 1.47 inches away from that, so we do have a lot of catching up to do, and this rain is going to help push us in that direction and take us slightly out of the drought, but not alleviate it completely. 60% chance of rain on Monday, 80% chance of rain tomorrow, and then just some slight chances for the next 5 days. 20% on Wednesday, 30% on Thursday, and 40% chance of rain for Friday. Let's take a deeper dive into that precision cast. This is tonight at 9 p.m. It will be raining, and then as we move throughout the night and into tomorrow morning, this is at 5 a.m. You can see we're in that darker rain, the darker green, which means heavier rain and those possible strong storms for the day throughout tomorrow. And then you can see those storms kind of dissipate, but they do leave the clouds in their trails, so it will be a pretty cloudy week overall. These temperatures we are experiencing, the highs in the upper 70s and low 80s is crazy for September. And as well, just like us, most of the United States is experiencing those above average temperatures. You can see it's just this one little spot that is right on average, but the rest of us are having those above average temperatures. For the next 7 days, we do have temperatures mid to upper 70s and low 80s. Lots of rain for this week, and hopefully we can go towards getting rid of that drought that we are in. The lows are staying steady in the upper 50s, so not too chilly at night, but it's cooling off just enough to cool us off from the high temperatures during the day. Are you guys soaking in the last of this summer weather?
I mean, I love the fall, so I'm
You do.
excited. I love the rain.
Yeah.
I love it when it's chillier. I'm not
Yeah.
really like a summer girl myself, so I'm excited for this weather.
Yeah, I was looking forward to some colder weather. Was not anticipating that rainfall at all, but I'm waiting for that heat to die down.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, but thank you so much, Aaliyah. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jaden Collins has a preview of sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows. Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jaden Collins with sports.
The IFCA coaches poll for Week 6 has been released. The ever-dominant Mississinawa Indians kept their shutout streak alive with a big 57-0 win against Alexandria Monroe. This marks the 5th straight week to start the season where the Indians' defense hasn't allowed a point, outscoring opponents 208-0 over that stretch. The Mississinawa dominance sees them jumping up 3 spots from last week. For Class 1A, the Madison Grant Argyles dropped 3 spots despite a blowout 64-0 win over Elwood. And the Monroe Central Golden Bears continue to sit just outside the top 10 for Class 1A, but they gained an extra 7 votes compared to last week following their 29-19 win versus Tinley. To keep it on the gridiron, Ball State football flies to Mount Pleasant to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas this past weekend. After a strong first quarter performance from the Cardinals, the Chippewas did bounce back in the second to take the lead into the half 17-23. These MAC offenses kept scoring one after another as the Cardinals held the lead after a score with 53 seconds to go in the game. This did not stop the Chippewas, however, as they put the game away with a touchdown with 16 seconds left to defeat the Cardinals 37-34. The Cardinals look to bounce back against James Madison University this Saturday in Harrisonburg. To kick it over to women's soccer, the Cardinals look to fly to new heights with their best start since 2020. NewsLink Indiana's Stephen Grotta heads out to the pitch for more.
When you think of Ball State sports, what comes to mind? Volleyball? Basketball? How about women's soccer? The girls started their season with a bang, winning 5 out of their 7 matches. With such a great start to the season, you can only think that the leadership on this team has to be second to none. And you'd be right.
I think that's a great feeling. I think it's an honor to be put in that position, and I love to be there for my team to just encourage them to get us to where we want to be.
The season didn't start out perfect for the Cardinals, however. After a swift win against Purdue-Fort Wayne, the Cards dropped 2 tough matches to Indiana and Butler back-to-back. The girls were not going to let it affect their performance in the future, though. As a captain, Maya Willis had this to say.
It's just taking it one game at a time. It's never fun to lose, but there's always parts of the games that are better than you thought they were that you can build off of, and there's still a long season ahead of us. So I think just keep moving forward, build off what you can, and look for that win.
And the Cardinals did exactly that, bouncing back with a big 2-1 win against Michigan and Ann Arbor. Following a huge win, the Cards couldn't seem to stop winning, extending their winning streak to 4 and their record to 5-2 through their first 7 games, which is the best opening 7-game stretch the program has had since 2020. The Cards know that continuing this momentum won't be easy, but grad student Jordan Jeffers is confident that the streak will stay alive.
I think just focusing on the next game and showing up to practice tomorrow and just getting better every day. So just focusing on the next game.
In Muncie, Stephen Grotta, NewsLink Indiana.
To keep it green, it was a terrific day on the golf course this past Friday. NewsLink Indiana's Lauren Burris has the story.
Crestview Golf Course collaborated with TeenWorks, a nonprofit organization, to fundraise for local teens in the Muncie community. This event marks its 4th annual TeenWorks Tourney, a public event held by the organization. The tournament kicked off bright and early at 9 a.m., attracting participants and sponsors from the community.
What's unique about our summer job program is that we partner strictly only with other nonprofits for that exposure of just different ways of working, and if they have an avenue that they're interested in that they can pursue.
Golfers of all skill level came together to enjoy a day full of competition and philanthropy. Throughout the day, players tackled the Crestview course, adding awards to fuel the excitement. TeenWorks provides programs to teens in Muncie, Anderson, Indianapolis, and Fort Wayne. While they do hold fun events, it holds a deeper meaning to fundraise for those within the program.
Going back into our programs and that sustainability and keeping the programs going and teams involved with TeenWorks and continue to provide those resources.
The event at the golf course highlights the impact of community involvement in support of the teens. Friday's event can be considered a hole-in-one. In Muncie, Lauren Burris, NewsLink Indiana.
To learn more about the program, you can go to teenworks.org. Well, guys, it's great to see sports have an impact in the community like that.
I played a bunch of community sports growing up, and there's something about them. You meet some of the greatest people you become friends with, and even some of the best mentors. I mean, I had some of the most amazing mentors growing up in community sports. So
Truly, it's all about having fun rather than winning, which is, I think, a great part of community sports if you're just looking to do some intermediate kind of activities.
Yeah, well, Thank you so much. Coming up, one furry friend is making it big on the internet.
And we have a final look at your weather.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. A baby penguin is making a big splash on the internet. Pesto, a 9-month-old 50-pound king penguin, has gone viral. To put that into perspective, Pesto weighs twice as much as his penguin parents. It all started with a gender reveal clip from Sea Life Melbourne Aquarium, where Pesto lives. Zookeepers say Pesto is now well on the way to adulthood and has even started losing some of his baby feathers. The zoo says swimming lessons from his dad will likely be starting soon. Obviously, that penguin is just so cute. I love him. He's adorable. And we got little cute animals all over the internet blowing up. But we're definitely not going to have those Arctic temperatures, but I think we're going to have a little bit of warmer ones. What do you think, Aaliyah?
Yeah, we definitely are. There are 2 days this week that are reaching 80 degrees and slightly warmer on Thursday and Saturday. And we do have lots of rain coming up this week. Hopefully that'll alleviate the drought just slightly, but it definitely will not make it go away. We are in much need of this rain, and it is going to help us out a ton. Make sure you take your umbrella tomorrow because 80% chance of rain and some stronger storms tomorrow. And then the lows are staying steady in the upper 50s, so getting a little chilly at night, but those high temperatures are looking pretty warm for the rest of the week.
So we're definitely looking for some more of the weather that's back, but thank you so much, Aaliyah. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.